Hi everyone, welcome to this Global Village 2021-2022. We are very excited that you have joined in to celebrate with us. I want to thank all the parents, all the students and all the teachers for ensuring that everything is put together. And thank you students for being open-minded to learn about cultures that are not yours. This year's Global Village theme is fables and myths across the world. We will take you through all the continents and you will listen to fables and myths that have been told throughout generations to generations and the lessons, the moral lessons that accompany them. I'm hoping as an IB school, after these performances, we will learn something which we will share with others so that we can make this world a better place. As of now, sit, relax, and enjoy the performances.
Hello everyone, welcome to Yavan Village. Please enjoy our presentation about myths and fables in Australia.
Why the koala had a stumpy tail. The following story is based on a traditional Aboriginal dreaming story of how the koala came to have a short stumpy tail.
Long ago, into dreaming, there lived koala and tree kangaroo. They were best friends.
Back then, koala had a very long fairy tail just like his friend tree kangaroo. One year, there was no rain. All streams, rivers and lakes were all dried up, so there was no water found anywhere. Even the leaves in the trees were dying. Koala said, "What are we going to do? We are going to die if we don't get some water to drink." Just then, tree kangaroo had a plan.
He remembered back to the last dry season when his mother dug a hole in a dry green bed. He dug for hours until water began to fill the dry hole, said tree kangaroo. The tree kangaroo and koala walked until they came to a dry stream lake. It was as dry as a desert.
Koala said, "I am so thirsty and tired. Before I can start digging, I need to have a rest." Koala climbed up the closest tree and left tree kangaroo to start digging for the water.
After lots of digging, tree kangaroo called out to koala. "Hey koala, come and help me dig." Then koala began to climb down the tree until he had a big ouch!
Koala had got a thorn in his foot, so he couldn't possibly dig with a sore foot. So tree kangaroo let koala rest. After all that digging, tree kangaroo was getting really tired after all his digging.
Koala, he yelled, "I'm so tired and I need a break. It's your turn to come down and dig." Koala began to climb down the tree until he called out, "I'm so dizzy. I need to rest longer."
Tree kangaroo started to get very angry, but he kept on digging. At last, some water began to appear in the dry hole. "Hooray! I can see water!" yelled tree kangaroo. Koala had this and he quickly jumped from the tree. He pushed tree kangaroo out of the way, stuck his head down the hole and began drinking all the water.
Tree kangaroo was furious. Save some for me, he said, but koala just kept on drinking. Tree kangaroo grabbed koala's tail to pull him up. He pulled until koala's tail broke off. And this is why the koala has a short and stumpy tail. The moral lesson is that we need to be resourceful and fair to others. Koala's laziness and selfishness ended up spoiling his relationship with his good friend, the determined kangaroo. Welcome to Year 1 Sunflowers Global Village. We are going to present to you a myth from Greece called Medusa and Athena. Please enjoy.
A long time ago, there lived a very beautiful girl named Medusa. She lived in a place called Athens in Greece. Medusa was proud of her beauty and she boasted to everybody around her.
She used to brag about her beautiful skin, her golden hair, her green eyes, and her red lips.
Medusa would not miss any chance to admire herself.
She spent all day admiring herself in all the mirrors around her. Even when she went to collect water for her father's horses, she could still spend time looking at the image in the water.
While everyone wanted to study and work, Medusa was only boasting and looking at herself in the mirrors.
People around her got tired of her boastful nature and didn't like her at all. One day she paid a visit to the temple with her friends.
The temple belonged to Athena, the goddess of wisdom.
Everyone in Greece loved Athena so much she used to watch over the Athens.
Inside the temple, Medusa saw sculptures of goddess Athena.
She dreamt of how she was more beautiful than all the scriptures of goddess Athena. When her friends heard her, they moved out of the temple silently. They didn't want to see Athena's anger towards Medusa. Before long, the goddess appeared before Medusa. She punished her for saying mean words about her sculpture and for failing to do any other good thing apart from admiring her beauty. The goddess cursed Medusa and made her once beautiful hair turn into snakes. Even everyone that looked into her eyes turned into a
Medusa lived a very miserable life thereafter.
From that story, we learn how to be humble and modest. Hola, Belatanos a todos, meaning hello and welcome to you all. Today you may think of folk tales as old-fashioned or irrelevant. However, the influence of folk tales is alive and well even today. Folk tales have been shared in every society to entertain, educate, and preserve culture. Let us have a look at one of the folk tales from Mexico by the year 2 chimpanzees. Please enjoy. Cuckoo was beautiful. Trouble was, she knew it.
Cuckoo's pretty.
Pretty lazy. Never helps us collect seeds.
She's stuck
work on herself.
All day long, Cuckoo flew and sang. Flowers opened to her lovely song. Roosters nearby stopped crowing. Dogs forgot to bark. But even the sweetest song can turn sour.
Can you imagine? All she does is sing.
Shoo, Cuckoo, we are tired of you and your singing too. Are you jealous? She sings pretty well.
Cuckoo, stop singing and go to sleep.
That was the bird boss. Each year, after the field plants dried, the birds collected beans and corn, pepper and tomato seeds and put them on Mole's Hill. Those seeds would be planted later to grow food for the next season. The birds fell asleep dreaming of seeds. Even Owl was resting.
Cuckoo soon got bored singing to herself. As she sat down on a branch, something red twinkled through the trees.
What's that? Some new bird. Better chase it away.
But it was not a bird, it was a field fire. Mole was out, he had smelled smoke.
I can smell smoke. From where is the smoke coming? Oh no! It's the fire! Cuckoo! Save the seed! You can drop them in here! There was no time to wake the other birds. Red flames were burning higher, coming closer. So Cuckoo began. It was a hot and scary job. Her rainbow feathers became black from fire. Her eyes red from smoke. From the burning fields to the cool woods, Cuckoo flew carrying seeds to Mole's tunnel all night long. At sunrise, Cuckoo dropped the last corn down Mole's tunnel. Tired but happy, she started to sing. But cuckoo, cuckoo was all that came out of her throat. Cuckoo! Cuckoo!
The birds woke up to Cuckoo's tired cry. They were shocked when they saw the black fields. The seeds were gone, which meant that they would have no food later.
What happened? Where are all the seeds?
Then they saw a bounce bird flying in circles above.
Is that your Cuckoo?
The birds waited for Cuckoo to land. When she told them that the seeds were safe, they all clapped their wings.
Thank you, Cuckoo, for saving our seeds. Never judge a bird by looking at it. Cuckoo was very beautiful and too lazy. Everyone thought because of her beauty, she could not do a thing. Surprisingly, until the season fire threatens the field's seed crop, and Cuckoo was the only one who could save it. The moral of the story: never judge a book by its cover, meaning you can't know what someone or something is like just by looking at a person or thing's appearance.
Despite this story's age, they still carry important messages to learners today. It is our hope that you have developed awareness through this folk tale from Mexico. Gracias, meaning thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to Ear to Gorillas. Let's take a trip to Turkey in a folktale about Mullah Nasruddin. There was once a very clever man called Mullah Nasruddin.
One day he was talking to his friend called Amel.
What is bothering you, my friend?
My dear friend, the house I live in is such a small house.
I live with my wife, mother-in-law, and 3 children.
That is little space for all of us because it is crowded. What should I do?
Mullah Nasruddin thought for some time and asked his friend, "Do you have chickens at your home?"
Yes, I do.
What you will do is move them into the house and live with them too.
How would he advise that? It sounds insane.
Ahmad was confused and wondered how this would help him. The house is already overcrowded. How will this help? Trust me, my friend.
Alright, if you say it will work, then we will try it.
What did Ahmad do next? Ahmed went home, and that night he started living with the chickens as well. After some time, he met Mullah Nasruddin again.
Your plan didn't work, Mullah. Now my house is worse.
My friend, do you have a donkey and a goat?
Yes, I do.
You should move them into the house as well. Trust me, my friend.
Alright, if you say it will work, then we will try it.
He already had chickens. Now he has to add a goat. It's crazy.
Ahmed wondered how this would help him, but he trusted the mullah.
After some days, he met Mullah Nasruddin. He was very angry about his problem.
Mullah, my house even has less space. I live with animals in my house.
Calm down, my friend. Now, your next step is to take all the animals and the chicken out of the house.
I'm so confused! All the animals out?
Ahmed listened to his friend. He got all the animals and chickens out of the house.
The next time he saw his friend, he was smiling from ear to ear. Dear friend, I now see the house has enough space. We can all move around and live with the people that we love. The mullah smiled at his friend and they both went back to their houses, happy to be contented with what they have. And that is the moral of our story.
Always be contented with what you have.
Hello friends, in Cuba I say hello amigos. How are you? In Cuba we say como estás? Please enjoy the Basigalito.
Okay.
There was once a little rooster called Galito Mendon. He was on his way to the wedding of his uncle Tio Perry. He looked very elegant and clean. As he walked along, he spotted 2 camels with corn near a puddle of mud. They were so shiny and gold. If I eat this corn, I will dirty my pickle and I will not be able to go to the wedding of my Tio Perico.
Hey! Who was Galito's good friend? Told him.
Eat the corn! Grass will clean your pickle. He ate the corn and dirtied his beak. Just then, he saw some grass to the side of the road. So he went to the grass and said, "Grass, clean up my pickle that I can go to the wedding of my Tio Perico."
No, I don't want to be like that. I will not. No hurry.
He walked a little way until he saw a goat. She ordered,
Goat, the grass. Who won't clean up my pickle?
I don't want to be ordered around. I will not. No hair.
He hurried and found a stick. He scolded at him. Stick! Hit the goats! Who wants? It's the grass. Who wants? Clean my pickle.
But Stick didn't want to be scolded, said,
Why would you scold me? I will not. No, hurry. Bush, little Galito found a fire burning. He ran up to the bush and commanded,
Fire! Burn up the stick. Who wants? Hit the goat. Who wants? Eat the grass. Who won't clean up my pickle?
who did not want to be commanded, said,
Am I a servant? I will not. No hurry.
By now, little Galito was in a very big hurry. He rushed to the stream and shouted,
Stream, go quench the fire. Who wants? Burn the stick. Who wants? Hit the goat. Who wants? The grass. Who wants? Clean my pickle. Stream, who doesn't want to shout it outside?
You shall me. I will not. No hair.
Little Galito didn't know what to do. Then he saw up in the sky Sun smiling at him. Sun was his best friend because he always sang for him every morning.
So he told the sun about his problem. He couldn't go to the wedding of his tia Pelico.
Oh, my dear friend, you just ordered them but did not request politely.
Galito went to them all and he said to Grass in a humble way,
Please, grass, help me clean my pickle and I go to the wedding of my Tio Perico.
Oh yeah, with pleasure I will.
Grass cleaned the little Galito's pickle, who gladly thanked his good friend Sun with a loud song.
Cock-a-doodle-doo! Quack, 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 quack.
He rushed to his Tio Perico's wedding. Tio Perico was very happy to see his nephew and said to him,
Fine your hair, Elasita. Was very smart, my little Galito.
Being polite can melt the hardest walls if we try.
Manners cost nothing but make a big difference to how other people feel about you.
It can improve social relationships and you earn respect.
We hope that you learn to be polite by saying please. In Spanish we say por favor. Thank you. Gracias.
The folk story is a tale passed down from generation to generation, verbally about what myths, practices, beliefs handed down from generation to generation.
Sri Lanka is a country that has great historical records and a rich culture dates back to thousands of years. So it was blessed with good oral and written literature.
A crocodile and the jackal. In a river, a crocodile stayed. While it was living there, the crocodile, having become friendly with a crab, the crocodile said to the crab, Friend, you called the jackal to drink water, so that I may catch and eat the jackal after he has come. The crab said, Ha!
On the bank of the river, there were Moluta trees. Those Moluta trees had flowers on them. Crocodile said to the crab, I will lie down on the high ground. You go bring flowers and cover me.
Having covered him, the crab and the jackal came to drink water. The crocodile stayed as though dead. Then come near the crocodile said, "In our country, indeed, that crocodiles wag their tail. This crocodile, why doesn't he wag his tail? Maybe he isn't dead."
On the following day, the crab and the jackal went to the place where the crocodile was. Then the crocodile seized the jackal by the foot as he was going to drink water. The jackal said, "Since when have crocodiles become cheat?"
Then the crocodile let go. After that, on that day, also without drinking water, he bounded off and went away. From that day, the jackals having become angry with the crabs and having seized and bitten in the rice fields, pressed the crabs' claws on the earthen ridges in the field.
Moral of the story: always be alert and smart enough to tackle any given situation.
The royal comedian. In ancient times, they did the comedian in the palace. His name was Andare. His duty was telling funny stories to keep the king smiling. In this period, there was a paddy field event to select the best farmer. One day, a farmer came to the palace to meet the king to tell him a problem he was facing.
There was a big stone in the middle of his paddy field, so he couldn't grow paddy for the event. So the king commanded all of his men to remove it, but everybody couldn't remove it. But Andare agreed to remove it with some condition. He wanted to live 1 month wealthy and healthy as a king.
After 1 month, many people eagerly gathered to watch. He asked the 4 strong men from the king to lift the stone and put it on his back. Then the king asked, "You have promised to move the stone, and why? You're not doing it by yourself."
And I said, "Yes, Your Highness. What I promised is to move the stone, and I'll gladly do so." Everyone laughed. However, the king was a bit angry of his notorious action, but he forgave him.
Moral of the story: being funny and intelligent is a virtue.
In ancient time in Sri Lanka, King Dahatusena built a great tank in the northern province. There was a boy near this tank collar. On a rainy day, while he was walking in the bank of the tank, he noticed a tiny link on the embankment. He noticed this tiny link was increasing.
He didn't have enough time to take people to repair. He put his head to the hole and stayed the whole night. He died of this incident. People believe he was reborn as a god. Also, the tank was named after Kala. By this day, it's now called Kala River, which means Kala Tank.
Hello parents, teachers and friends. Greetings from Nayatri Beavers. We are looking at a Brazilian myth, the Curupira. A myth is a story often describing the adventures and beings with more than human powers that attempts to explain mysterious events. Please learn with us. Taking a stroll in a forest, I encounter a being in form of a boy with bright red hair and his 2 feet turned backwards. Oh, this is the Curupira. Oh, wow.
All is well, that is indeed the Curupira, the Pichecta mythical being in Brazilian mythology and folklore. Tell us more about it, Bizel.
Thank you, my lady. It is stipulated that organs of the Curupira is closely associated with the Topi people, a native group of people that settled in the Red Amazon forest about 3,000 years ago.
The word Curupira comes from the Tupi word Curupir, translated as covered as in blisters or says body. Yes, yes.
Documented in 1560 by Rev. Fr. Jaws the Anchi, and one of its most distinctive features is its two backwards feet.
This feature on the Kurupira is really confusing to the hunters, poachers, and lost travelers since they cannot figure out where the footprints are leading to. The Kurupira also has some supernatural powers which it uses to drive away hunters and people with bad intentions. The Kurupira can create illusions and enchantments that make the victim believe that there is no way out of the forest. He is so fast that he can outrun most humans very easily. The Kurupira also produces a very high squeaking pitch similar to that of a whistle. This is very irritating and hurts others, hence driving them away if intended. He imitates the sounds of other animals and humans to confuse them even more. Like most mice, it is very hard to accurately detect and predict the creator because there are so many versions of it depending on the tribes where it is told.
Despite the various versions, most people agree on one thing, and that is the fact that the Kurupira is the protector of the forest.
Kurupira lives in the thick forest of Brazil and protects nature and animals from ill-intentioned people.
Whenever a person takes away more than they deserve from the forest, like cutting down many trees, killing animals for pleasure, the Kurupira intervenes and punishes the victim.
Today, the Kurupira is regarded as the gardener of the flora and fauna and is among the most popularly recognized mythical being from the Brazilian Pokemon.
What do you see? An ancient throne, a rocky stool. In our last news segment, we take a look at an interesting myth story somewhere in Ghana. Our correspondent brings us details.
Thank you, Clarissa. We are broadcasting from the northern part of Ghana, Larabanga, and I will be talking to spiritual leaders and residents here about the mystic stone. How did this all begin?
The legend tells of a mysterious stone which was moved to pave way for the road where it lay. But next morning, the road constructors found that the stone had returned to its original place.
Shocked, the contractor decided to move the stone again, but it came back to its original place. This happened for 3 days. And so, the contractor decided to change the direction of the road.
Aidana Ibrahim rested on a rock as he prayed for guidance. His deity told him to throw a spear, and where it would fall would be where he can build a mosque and a home.
He did it, and the spear landed there.
He started building the mosque, which legends say increased in height every night over and above what was built during the day.
With divine intervention, Ibrahim completed the mosque in a short period of time. He called the place his home.
ancient mosque in Larabanga is the oldest mosque in West Africa. It is also referred to as the Mecca of West Africa.
Ibrahim soon realized he will need a Quran. He went to the mystic stone and prayed. A Quran was being brought to him from heaven.
Today, this copy of the Quran is preserved by a caretaker and only made public each year during the Fire Festival for special prayers when the Muslim new calendar begins.
The guidance from the secret stone helped many leaders win their enemies during wars. The mystic stone is believed to offer powers, money, and it has power to heal and to curse.
Eventually, Aidana Ibrahim died of old age and he was buried next to the ancient mosque. Soon after he was buried, a huge tree sprouted and grew leaves that people could eat.
You cannot talk about the ancient mosque without talking about the sacred mystic stone. The two are very significant to this community. It's a foundation of our culture and heritage.
Thank you for watching. As an IB school, I know we are open-minded, reflective, and always willing to learn. I know you have picked a moral that you are going to share with others as we improve this world. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you a very good mid-term break, and I hope to see you after the mid-term break.